Today's the day we are going to get these rims off the bike, and looks like we got a little bit of a kind of a thing we just got to twist off there, but got all the tools that we should need to get this off. Now I was expecting this to be a little bit different because obviously these got some sliders on here that used to actually be on the back as well, but we'll have to figure out how to take this off because I watched instructions how to take off the other version, and they I don't know if they just screw in there as an attachment, but we'll figure that out. But I believe it's going to be just like a 6 or 8 millimeter wrench to take that off, and that'll be good. So we're going to get these things repolished, and I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like. Black looks great. I didn't want to upgrade the rims because I actually like the style of the spokes and everything else, and I just thought if that was, you know, changed and adjusted, we're going to do a couple of these pieces while we're at it. They're simple enough to take off, and I don't have to really mess with anything else. And I think it's really going to be some really pretty parts on here. Yep, so we just needed a 6 millimeter hex to get these off. So basically this is attached to this little slide that goes through there. Pretty easy to deal with. So got that off. And then all we have to do, we got this tool from Amazon. It's basically good for the back nut, so it should fit straight on there, and I got to get the little pin off of there for the safety. And then this guy also should work for this guy, and it does. That is a fantastic tool. That's not bad. Tools like this are just awesome because you only need one to basically take off both those wheels. So it's drive by 3/4. Hopefully my impact driver will be strong enough to do that. So we'll test that now. And then it's my little buddy. And I think these guys are just the 8 millimeters. Get those off, and we'll tie those up there to the fork. And we're going to also replace the brakes on these as well, because I found out that these tires are from 2016. And so it's 2025 now, so it's pretty old, and they don't seem to be in bad shape, but while I've got the rims off and everything like that, I might as well just go to replace the brakes as well. Well, I got the brakes off, and I got the brake pads out. They didn't look like they were that bad. They weren't really like totally on the ground. Unfortunately, I was stupid, and I thought these were a complete set, but I need to get another set of these because there's obviously 2 sides to that rotor. So I got to get another set of that, but I got to break out the big bad boy because that impact driver is not cutting it. And I've heard some stuff on the internet that those things are so on there tight and crazy, almost impossible to get out. So let me go get my air compressor and fill it up and really piss off the cat. Wow, Harbor Freight for the win. I only had to do it for like 10 seconds and that sucker popped right off. I don't know how much more loose it was from the impact driver. Maybe it was ready to go. I mean, I did it for a good 30 seconds or so, but that should be it. I finally got this off. Just got to get the spacer and the little thing off here. That wasn't too bad. You definitely needed one of those. Front one was not fun. I guess the axle was just a little bit seized, and it just didn't want to remove itself from the spacer. But just had to kind of yank on it a little bit, try to be as careful as you can. But so we'll be able to do the brake service, and here they are. They look very different after this. So I'm going to go drop them off at the tire shop right now and have them remove the tires from the rims. And then we'll go ahead and deliver them to the guy that's going to be doing all the magic to it. Sweet. No videos on YouTube that I can find for an 1199 2000 model V2. Not the S or anything like that. It's just the Panigale 1199. But the back brakes are pretty basic, very different than the front. There's a few parts that you just got to be aware of. There's a pin that holds this guy in place once you put it through, basically where the axle goes, for this guy right there. So you just throw that through, and you throw it through on this side. Now it was those pads that I just pulled out of there. That was probably the worst. So I'm glad I replaced the back brakes. I guess most people don't do that just because it's probably harder to get to. I don't think so. But anyways, very basic. Take off the 2 bolts, and I will tell you It is a, sorry, 6mm. One of those guys. Very easy to remove. You just have to get it from here. This is just enough clearance from right there to get to it. So you don't need an extension to get to it. You just need something that you can pop on there. It's only about 2.5 inches and stuff like that. Giggity. And anyways, so those were probably the hardest to get out, only because there was this spring. And I don't know how to put it back in, because as soon as I pulled the pin out, the thing went flying. So I assume I got to put this in there first, and then once it's in there and clipped, then I put the rod through it, and then those things will be held in place. You can see they got the little clip for that, or the little hole for those. But it's really basic. There's just 2 bolts. You probably shouldn't let it hang like that for very long, but I think that wire is plenty, because it's, you know, it's not even more than maybe 8 ounces, that whole thing, so it's not going to hurt anything. So this is a good time to clean whatever underbelly you want, if your wheels are off, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, it's pretty basic. So not much. If you've got a brain, you can pretty much figure it out. I did have to use some kind of a little tiny mallet just to tap that pin out, because it was just seized. So once I pulled the pin, this little clip right there, I just tapped that enough to where I could grab it with a pair of pliers and pull the thing out. That's where the spring went flying, so make sure you know that that thing is gonna go flying when you pull that out. I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on that, just so it's easier to put through, and we'll put it back together and show you how it looks. Where's that, buddy? All right, so we got the new brake pads installed. It's actually pretty easy. If you get yourself one of these type of tools, the like plastic kind of like, I think they are like used for, I don't know, putting material in like fabric or something like that for cars and stuff like that. But these things are invaluable, because they can't damage the pads because they're plastic. So the pads are, you know, going to be harder than the plastic, but it's a very easy wedge to get in there and just pull back and forth until you get it so it'll fit on the rotor. But yeah, I'd say the hardest part was holding that spring in place. You just kind of push it forward until you can get the pin. I definitely put some grease or something like that just to put it through there, and make sure that that is ready to go when you're pushing it through. And then just use some kind of a tapping device on the other side, just something that you can just pop the pin through there, and that way you can put the safety pin back on there. And the rest is pretty easy. You just slide this guy back in there, put the bolts back on, and easy peasy. So the back brakes are not hard. They're really not. It was just something that I didn't see anything on YouTube for, so I thought I'd just give you guys a couple tips. Those are the actual pieces that I'm going to do. I know this is kind of a carbon fiber-y looking thing. I don't know if it's actual carbon fiber, but it's just a plate that goes over the spring. And those are the 2 kick plates. So I'll get those done in red to match all the little tiny pieces and stuff like that. That'll look really slick. Super excited. Finally done. Super stoked. Gonna take it out for its maiden voyage after all of the repairs and mods have been done, the brakes, all that kind of jazz. This turned out really, really cool. Very highly reflective. Ties in all the other stuff to it very, very well. Green is absolutely gorgeous. And you got those 2 plates done. And there we have it. So finally the weather is good. 75 degrees outside. Perfect riding weather. So I'm going to go take it down to the motorcycle shop and see what they think about it.